So hey guys, I'm back with another video. So tonight's video is yet again another Chioma Chats video podcast edition. So by the title, we're going to be doing another compilation video. And tonight we have some very, very, very hot topics. So on the docket tonight, we have Cardi B winning her defamation lawsuit against YouTuber and blogger Tasha K, Chloe Bailey being dragged for doing too much in this clip of her singing that is being referred to as cringy, and lastly, an NFL player interrupting a professional cheerleading performance and my take on that. I also wanted to let you all know my modeling agency called The Queen Team Models has a deal for all of you Black business owners. I get a lot of emails and DMs for me to review and promote items from all of your businesses, but I completely understand that my rates are sometimes not what an upcoming business can afford. So I'm offering this opportunity of $150 for 4 social media posts through my models so they get the experience with working with brands, and also those of you who have upcoming businesses can get the experience of paying for promotion. The models would post on their personal pages, and we would also post on our brand page as well. Now is the time to invest in your business, y'all, and if you are interested, you can email us or just message us on Instagram to set up the promotion. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. So our first story is about Chloe Bailey being dragged for this clip of her doing a cover to a classic song. So a few months ago, I did want to do a video about Chloe Bailey and her VMA performance with her mannerisms and how she was kind of deep-throating the microphone. But I had so much of the popular opinion, I didn't think it was really worth making a whole video about it. I agree that it was too much, but I wasn't mad at her for embracing her sexuality. I definitely think that Chloe has every right to indulge in her sexiness and her sultriness because people don't like to give women the idea of being multi-dimensional. It's like if you came out as the goody two-shoe good girl, the church girl, and all of the things that people equate to Chloe Bailey, they act as if you can't do anything but that, and I truly disagree. I think she can do both and be successful at it, but I do feel as though lately she has been pushing the envelope, not because what she's doing is considered wrong, but because it does clash with the reputation that she built for herself, because it's going from one extreme to the other. So in this case, Chloe was doing a cover to the classic song Loving You by Minnie Riperton, and the clip of her doing this sexual moan, sexual grunt, sexual exhale part of the song has gone viral. Now people are using this as another notch on the belt of doing too much carried out by Chloe Bailey. Chloe, I think I'm a marketing genius. You should definitely make a song called Doing Too Much, and that would actually be pretty interesting. Just know if she does, you heard it here first. Anyway, so people basically were saying that she was doing too much, it wasn't given the same type of energy, she's kind of forcing it, and that it's just cringy to look at. And my personal opinion is, I think this time around, she definitely did do too much. Not because the talent isn't there, but because people are already hard on her for these types of actions, and you're feeding them more reasons to draw away their support. This is the tricky part of being an artist or an influencer or an athlete or an actor or anybody that has a following. People draw certain characteristics to what you are most known for, and they forget that people are people, and people are multifaceted and have other sides to them. In Chloe's case, I think the performance at the VMAs was, as it relates to this topic, the beginning of the end, because she crossed that line, and because she crossed it way too far and did too much, it turned off some people. And now we have this, and if you ask me, if you look at the original clip and then Chloe's version, it is similar. Originally, I was going to say, yeah, Chloe, you did way too much, and just leave it at that. But when I saw the actual clip, I'm like, okay, she was just trying to emulate what Minnie Riperton was doing in her cover, but just add her own twist and her own spin, and that ended up being a little bit extra for what people expect or want to see from Chloe. It is a little bit cringy, not because of what she's doing, but how she's doing it. We are all very much desensitized to examples of overt sexualism, so I don't think it's fair to judge Chloe for being sexy or coming into her own in that regard when we have so many people who love, support, and praise Cardi B, the City Girls, all these different people. But that's what they are known for, and that's what they're going to continue to do and have to continue to do, because if they did anything different, it wouldn't fit the same. But Chloe, on the other hand, just has not mastered how to do a hybrid of both. And I feel as though I'm kind of in the same boat where you want people to know that you're also just as young and sexy and desirable and grown at the same time as all of these other 20-something-year-olds out here. But because you're coming with more talent or more intellect or more morals or more limits, you're literally diminished into being a turtleneck, floor skirt wearing modest nun of the convent, which is very unrealistic to expect from the average 20-something-year-old woman. I will say this again. You can do both. You just have to find a happy medium. So I think for Chloe, it has to be less of the sexual mannerisms that are unwarranted, but more of the sexual topics or grown conversations solely through her talent. The girl can sing like an angel. Her cover to me was phenomenal, blew me away. She was way better than what I even knew her to be. But because of how she has been broken into the industry, as well as her being a child star, it's like the Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana moment all over again. Nobody wants to see you grow up. Nobody can accept the fact that you're growing up. So as much as it does suck that you can't be yourself, if you find a way to make it a hybrid of I have talent and I have values and I have standards and morals, but at the same time, I can play along the lines of being firm and confident in my sex appeal, that's when you win. Some examples of women that I think have done this is Megan Good. She was a child actress turned into a grown, sexy woman who gets respected for that regard, but she also went through a period of time where people did not like the fact that she was growing up, especially when she appeared in the 21 Questions music video with 50 Cent back in the day. And I think society should give women the benefit of being able to do both. I hate the fact that you can't be the smart, intellectual girl with morals and standards, as well as wear certain clothes or talk about certain topics or date certain people without people telling you that you're now down in the gutter. If everybody that is listening to me is telling me that because you don't do things to the extreme as some of these Instagram girls or some of these mainstream rapper girls, that you don't play along the lines of your sex appeal as a woman, I know you're lying. So many people always ask me to do femininity videos, and I always say I don't really have any real insight on being feminine because I think I am who I am, but I carry myself in a way that lets people know she's smart, she's aware, she's funny, she's talented. But once you put that on the line of she's also sexy, they try to eradicate all of those great things that they love you for, but then say sexy means trashy or negativity. And that's not what sexy is. Sexy doesn't have to be negative. I think it's fine and more than correct for a woman to be sexy, especially when you're young and you're within your youth. I think part of being feminine is finding a happy medium between those two. Chloe is pushing the line, and I don't want her reputation to be soiled because some of her choices that she's going viral for. First, it was the performance, then it was the song Have Mercy, then it was her dating the rapper Gunna, and now this. And P.S., I don't think her dating Gunna makes her just like the rest of these girls. The amount of women that like to throw that, oh, you're just like the rest of these girls card, is actually ridiculous. Just because you date a rapper doesn't make you a ratchet, ghetto thought, Instagram type of woman. I know pastors that are way worse than some of these rappers, but that's another video. Chloe has a big microscope on her career and her personal life right now. I think she should just take some time to think about how she can blend the two and keep her core fan base as well as appeal to another fan base of women who are really here to support her. Now, our second story is about a recent incident that took place at an NFL playoff game between the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers. Now, I know this is not a usual topic, but I really thought this was very interesting and fits right in with my channel subject matter of talking about women. If you didn't know, I love the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Yes, I'm a big Philadelphia Eagles fan, but I love the DCC. I was a cheerleader all through grade school, and I still watch the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader show and follow all of the things that they do. I love what they stand for as women. Them being feminine, talented, intellectual, promoting unity, teamwork, beauty, fitness. I just feel like they're the ultimate girly girls. I'm so much of a fan that I'm actually in their Facebook fan group, and there's a lot of people in that group that go to the football games and record their performances and post them on the page. Because after their show concludes in filming, unless you're in Dallas, Texas, you don't really get to see much more of the cheerleaders on the TV. I wish this show would kind of follow them throughout the football season because I would love to see what they do after their summer training camp. The show really only shows what they do throughout the summer. Anyway, there was a playoff game between the Dallas Cowboys and the 49ers, and during their pregame performance, one of the 49ers football players, I believe it's the kicker, walks right down the center of the cheerleaders' performance. And this clip actually went viral on SportsCenter and all over Instagram, and the majority of the comments were men saying that nobody cares about the cheerleaders and that the kicker has a way more important job than the cheerleaders, and that they thought it was funny that these women were, in a sense, disrespected during their performance. So my thoughts on this are, I do respect and honor the fact that the kicker and the entire football team is being paid millions of dollars to do a job. So if you have to warm up and practice your kicks from different angles and make sure that your muscles are warm and ready to go, that is beyond fair. That is your job. Especially for a playoff game where the loser goes home, I think it's fair that the kicker should be on the field practicing. Where I draw my issue is two reasons. One, if you watch the clip, the cheerleaders were at the very end of their performance. They were actually exiting the field. So the fact that this kicker could not wait at the very least 10 more seconds before he took that area of the field just shows a lack of sportsmanship all around. And the fact that several men see no issue with this just goes to show the lack of respect for women in general. If you watch the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader show, these women work every day throughout the entire summer months being in training camp to perfect over 50 routines that they perform during the regular season. On top of that, some of them them are mothers. On top of that, some of them are college students. They all have to work a job. They don't get paid that much from the Dallas Cowboys as a franchise. Furthermore, they are expected to look pretty, maintain weight, be respectable women, maintain positive social media, attend all of the community outreach events. They have a lot on their plate. They definitely are a big extension and brand ambassadors of the Dallas Cowboys themselves. And they work hard for that 5-minute performance. Why couldn't they just have that moment? The moment of them exiting the field, when that player was right in between their outro formation, the entire crowd started booing him. Probably because they didn't want to see him on the screen, but further, you're disrespecting these women and wouldn't let them just walk off the field. Some of the cheerleaders took to their Instagram to express some lighthearted comments about the incident. 2 of them admitted that they actually got hit with the ball from the kicker. And I feel as though if the Dallas Cowboys are going to protect their athletes and their employees in every which way, the cheerleaders can't be exempt from that because the cheerleaders are employees of the Cowboys. My second issue is that I truly feel like it's unsportsmanlike. The cheerleaders may be a minuscule part to the game for some, but they are the entertainment. They are a part of the deal. They have a long-lasting tradition, and at one point, the cheerleaders were more famous than the players themselves. And the cheerleaders have maybe a niche market in terms of a fan base, but people adore them all over. Like, I literally grew up a Philadelphia Eagles fan, and I love the DCC. And if you know football, the Eagles and the Cowboys are like arch nemesis. I think it's very unsportsmanlike for one athlete to disregard another athlete's performance or execution of their skill. We can argue what is more important, but at the end of the day, everybody deserves the same respect in their craft. And what I took from this was someone who was more focused on being a bit petty than truly being a positive representation of their organization for the 49ers. I feel like this is the phrase boys will be boys because it's okay because he's a man and his job is more important than these women and the cheerleaders. But I feel like it was still a dick move in a sense. There's plenty of space on a 100-yard football field for him to practice those kicks, especially at AT&T Stadium, which I visited when I was in high school. It's huge. And again, these ladies were on their way off of the field. I think it's a bit risky to have cheerleaders dancing and performing at the same time balls are flying and kicking, but as professional dancers, it comes with the job. Even as a cheerleader in high school, we were coached to remember all of the game day distractions that could come about. TV cords, football players, balls flying everywhere, crazy fans, weather, all of these things you are trained to be able to deal with in a game day situation. And I like that these ladies kept going. They didn't mess up their performance. They looked pretty and pristine, and they left the field with grace and dignity. And I feel like that shows that even through the chaotic and sometimes disrespectful mannerisms of certain men, that if you are a woman with class and femininity, you just keep it cute and push on. I definitely feel as though it may not be that big of a deal, but I think the NFL and other NFL teams and franchises should really look into the current climate that we are in as it relates to women. Respect the women in their craft the same way you want that respect. It wasn't that hard for that man to wait 10 more seconds for them to leave the field. And remember that even if you don't see it, those girls work just as hard to put on a show as the players do. Now, our third and final story is about big-time rapper Cardi B winning the defamation and libel lawsuit against her and YouTuber Tasha K. Point blank period. Good for Cardi. I think this entire story is a big lesson for bloggers and commentators because there are real people behind the glitz and the glam. I feel as though the media is fair to speak on the good and bad actions of celebrities and influencers, but when it's lies and fabricated statements, that's when you've crossed the line and your integrity becomes questionable. So what happened here was, since 2019, Cardi B and YouTuber Tasha K had been going back and forth through a legal battle after Tasha K made false allegations about Cardi B, her character, her sexual health, and her marriage. As of this week, a judge has awarded Cardi B a big win in the case, and Tasha K has been ordered to pay $3.8 million. According to The Sun, Cardi B sued Tasha K in 2019 after she shared dozens of videos containing claims about the rapper. One video, which was cited in the lawsuit, claimed that Cardi B effed herself with beer bottles on effing stripper stages. In other videos, Tasha K claimed Cardi contracted herpes, was a prostitute, had cheated on her husband Offset, and had done hard drugs. The trial between the two women began on January 10th in Georgia federal court. Cardi B testified that she was feeling S after the videos were posted online. She also said that only an evil person could do that ish. In her legal filing, Cardi B claimed that Tasha K got millions of views on her videos. She also maintained that none of the aforementioned statements about plaintiff are true. Plaintiff was never a prostitute or a user of cocaine. Plaintiff has never and does not now have herpes, nor has she had herpes outbreaks on her mouth. In November 2021, Cardi B and her legal team said they welcomed the judge's ruling, giving him a direct line to her STD test results from a California hospital. The judge said in December that he received and reviewed the records and find that they are not helpful to the defendant, Tasha K, according to Rolling Stone. Tasha K first admitted that she knowingly published untrue claims about Cardi B. She attempted to backtrack when examined by her legal team. Tasha K previously countersued Cardi B, alleging that the rapper assaulted her and accusing her of intentional infliction of emotional distress. She claimed Cardi B began to publicly trash her online, which led to threats from fans. Those claims were dismissed over the summer. Jurors sided with Cardi B on Monday, holding Tasha K liable for defamation, as well as invasion of privacy through portrayal in a false light and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Her attorneys may challenge the verdict in the weeks to come. I'm not gonna lie, I've never watched the Tasha K video full out. I've literally seen like part of a video from years ago, but it gave off too much messy, fake messy, doing too much messy. Like, I like the idea of having wine and I like the name of the channel and the segment, but I could tell it was a bit forced. And man, I don't like talking about other YouTubers in the commentary world, but wrong is wrong. I don't know what possessed her to make several videos filmed with lies about Cardi B or anybody, but that's beyond low and a big breach of journalistic integrity as any form of a commentator, whether your platform is on YouTube or not. I think Tasha K played herself because Cardi B asked her to remove the post at first and Tasha K refused, and that's what led to this lawsuit. The blogs are the blogs. They will report on the real actions, but if it's not confirmed, you have to say allegedly. This is literally the case that made people start saying allegedly when they speak on certain things, because sometimes that piping hot tea is piping hot piss. In all honesty, this is all happening through federal court. So for Tasha K to take it this far, have you no shame in your brand and your reputation? I don't know what her return to YouTube would be, but I suggest that she go into real estate. Like, go sell some houses and open up your own brokerage or something. Tasha K made bloggers and commentators look so shallow and messy, and it's not always like that. You can be messy, but libel and defamation is never a good look, and good for Cardi B for sticking this out and defending her reputation, because no one deserves this at all. So that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please let me know your comments on my commentary down below. Just a reminder of the deal that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. If you want to work with my models and you have an upcoming Black business, just message us on our Instagram page or shoot us an email. Don't forget to follow me on all of my social media networks, and definitely go stream my new song Ballin'. That would be down below as well. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.
Don't tell me zip, he can't handle a half pound of big lips. Nice hips, body looking hash brown.